Hi guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril. My name is Mithril, and today I have for you my take on how to paint Balin the Dwarf from Thorins Company. That's right, the second of the dwarf from the company is hitting the channel today in its very own tutorial. Dear Balin isn't a terribly complicated model to paint. There's not a huge variation of armour, robes, shields, etc., but there is an awful lot of character in this sculpt, which is actually quite small, even by dwarvish standards. When painted up, you can really see his warm, smiling facial features shining off the model. I'm excited to continue my journey through Thorins Company and share my method with you now. Prior to painting, I have undercoated my Balin with Citadel Chaos Black Spray. Brush is ready, let's get to it! I'm beginning by giving Balin's face and hands a base coat using Bugmans Glow. His hair and beard now have been given a base coat using a few thin down coats of grey Seer. It's honestly very weird painting a dwarf who doesn't have a moustache. The entirety of Balin's robes are now being base coated using Screamer Pink, diluting this again slightly over multiple coats to get a nice crisp finish, as the pigmentation of Screamer can be a little bit hit and miss and won't necessarily cover with just one coat. His collar and the rectangular pattern section over his shoulders now are being picked out using Rhinox hide. His boots are being painted in using Thondia Brown. Finally, his sword mace is being base coated using Leadbelcher. Balin's skin is being shaded down using Reikland Fleshshade. His hair and beard are being shaded down using Soulblight Grey. His robes are now being shaded using Carroburg Crimson, moving this off the flatter panels and more into the grooves and recesses. The boots and collar are being shaded down together using Agrax Earthshade. Finally, I'm shading his sword using Nuln Oil. I'm inlaying some initial definition to Balin's face and hands with a 1-to-1 mix of Bugmans Glow and Cadian Fleshtone, leaving the Reikland Fleshshade showing in the recesses. It does feel very weird to paint the dwarf's upper lip for once. A second layer is being applied now using pure Cadian Fleshtone. You can see how I'm further defining the shape of Balin's face here, particularly separating his brow and defining his cheekbones and mouth, building up on the previous layer. I'm applying my first highlight to Balin's skin using a 2:1 mix of Cadian Fleshtone and Kislev Flesh, further defining his facial features as well as creating some brow lines over his aged forehead and stress points over his hands as he grips his weapon. I'm just adding some more Kislev Flesh into the mix for the final upper level edge highlights. Simply now framing the face and upper details over all the skin. I'm applying a heavily thinned down shade of Carroburg Crimson now, just to bring a little bit more warmth back to Balin's face. Now Balin's eyes are being painted in using Abaddon Black. And just finishing this off with 2 dots of Pallid Wych flesh either side. I'm defining the main body of Balin's hair and beard now using a 1:1 mix of Grey Seer and Ulthuan Grey, leaving a Soulblight Grey shade showing in the recesses between the strands. A second layer is now being applied using pure Ulthuan Grey, further defining the flow and texture of Balin's long white hair and beard, slowly building up my blend from the darker recesses through to these next upper levels. A highlight is now being applied with the 1:1 mix of Ulthuan Grey and White Scar, focusing now on picking out the tips and upper curls of Balin's hair where the light will be shining off the most. I'm applying a blocking layer to the robes using a 2:1 mix of Screamer Pink and Pink Horror, separating out all the trims, the larger panels of fabric, and the more prominent folds of material, leaving the shades showing in the recesses. I'm increasing the amount of pink horror in the mix for the next layer stage, further defining the flow and structure of Balin's robes. trying to dial in my blend from the darker pinks with this mid layer to soften the transition to the brighter highlights I'll be tackling in just a mo. And the initial highlight is now being applied using pure pink horror. You can see how I'm framing the outline of all the trim over the hems and cuffs and defining the more prominent folds in material, further reinforcing my blend. The final edge highlight is now being applied to the robes now, with a 2-to-1 mix of pink horror and Deepkin Flesh. And I'm happy with how Balin's robes are looking. I'm applying a glaze using heavily diluted Carroburg Crimson. The boots and collar sections now are being layered up using a 1-to-1 mix of Thondia Brown and Gorthor Brown, paying particular attention to picking up the ridged patterning over the back section. This is being followed by a final edge highlight using pure Gorthor Brown. And finished off using a glaze from heavily diluted Seraphim Sepia. The final step on Balin is to give the sword an edge highlight using Stormhost Silver. The second dwarf of my Thorins Company tutorials is now finished. The very heart of the company, the wise and ever warm Balin, son of Fundin. Feels like now it's time to get some paint on his much larger, much more vicious brother too. For basing tips and tricks, please head over and check out my 5-minute bases playlist. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to make sure you never miss a Mithril upload. Thank you so much to all our patrons. Your support continues to help keep the lights on over at Mithril Towers. You can support us for as little as £1 a month over there. Absolutely no obligation, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention it. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.